مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. مرحبا أعزائي الطلبة. Welcome back. This is your English teacher, Mr. Muhammad Khattab from AL-andalus Boys Private School. Our lesson today is for grade 11, reading comprehension, and it will be about the argumentative text part 2. As an objective, number 1, we will know the argumentative essay, and the second objective is to read a text carefully and try to understand the main ideas and do the activities. But first, let's go through the definition of an argumentative essay. It is a kind of writing that would require students to conduct research on a certain topic, gathering and collecting data that will be presented in a concise and orderly manner towards a certain position. Its characteristics are, first, a clear, concise and defined thesis statement that occur in the first paragraph of the essay. Number 2, clear and logical transitions between the introduction, body and conclusion. Number 3, body paragraphs that can include supporting evidence. Number 4, supporting evidence, whether factual, logical, statistical or anecdotal. Number 5, a conclusion that does not simply restate the thesis but readdresses it in light of the evidence provided. So we will see an argumentative essay or text in which we will deal with the pros and cons, for and against, a topic in which we will discuss advantages and disadvantages, benefits and drawbacks. They are all the same. They are synonyms of each other. So to start, I suggest that we go for a web exploration to get introduced to the topic of a text. Well, first, with coronavirus, everyone is asked to stay at home to be safe at home. This is why some of our habits were forced to be changed. First, our food habit has mainly been affected and changed. Let's see, this topic will take us to the pros and cons that come with ordering from home meal kit services. There are meals services and meal kit services. It's a new trend where you will order your food but not prepared. You will prepare it yourself. You will get all the items to prepare your own meal at home. Many sites, many websites discuss the topic, and they are mainly food and diet services. You can find on the web several recognized websites with very rich articles. Here I have selected the most important websites. Meal delivery plans, the pros and cons. Meal delivery services, pros and cons and comparison. The 5 biggest pros and cons of meal delivery services. So you'll find a rich content about the subject. We will choose one of the articles to study. Let's go. So here is our article, and it falls in 3 parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. First part contains the title. The first paragraph is the introduction, and comes the body in two parts. First, benefits, pros, advantages. Then drawbacks, cons, disadvantages, listed as you can see in items, IDs. And then the final paragraph is the conclusion. I'll give you enough time to read your article. Take as much time as you need, pause the video and read it thoroughly. Well done. Now let's analyze the form of the text first. We've seen that it falls in three parts: the introduction, and the body, which consists of two parts, and the conclusion. What is the idea that the writer discusses in the introduction? Can you tell me? Guess? So, as we all know, an introduction is there to introduce the topic. So in the introduction, there is a general idea. In the opening sentence, the topic sentence. From the introduction, you will know what is the problem, what is the question that the writer will discuss. In this case, it's the pros and cons of meal delivery services. Very good. In the body, benefits, the positive points that the writer has discovered or wants to show about this topic. As you can see here, benefits, so the service could be cheaper. It is nice to try new things. It makes meal planning easier. There is less potential food waste. So all these points are, as we can say, positive. And with each point, there are supporting sentences. A supporting sentence is like when you give evidence that backs up, that supports your idea. In the second part, drawbacks, negatives, expensive compared buying groceries, more potential trash, pollution. You need to manage your shipments and meals, so it's a burden. And then still take time and effort to cook. So all these points are negative. And with each point, there is a supporting sentence or a supporting idea or an argument, which is why, we call it an argumentative essay. It is full of arguments, solid proofs to back the evidence, to back the idea. And then at the end, there is a conclusion. In this part, the writer would close slightly the conversation, the debate, but not the topic. He gives his opinion about the subject, how he sees the matter, but he doesn't close it, because the discussion should be still open for people to give their opinion about it and to express their experience about the subject. So here he shows his opinion, making the way easier for you to express yourself also and to try your own, by your own, and give your experience to the people. Very good. Very nice. Now we know the structure we know how to build an argumentative essay. This is a good example and a vivid example, something what we live daily. It's about food during coronavirus. So let's go to the activities. First activity. What kind of text is the passage? Is it a short story, a biography, a historical essay, or an argumentative essay? I bet you know it right away. It's an argumentative essay. Second activity. Activity 2. What is the main purpose of such a text? Is it to argue about cons and pros of the topic? Is it to narrate a short story about food kits delivery? Is it to present a scientific finding about meal delivery? Or is it to inform the readers about a famous cooking service? You should know it. Yes, it is A, to argue. It's an argumentative essay. Right away we choose the first one, to argue about pros and cons of the topic. Activity number 3. Where does the writer's opinion appear? Where does the writer shows his opinion? Is it in the introduction? In the arguments? C, in the conclusion? Or D, he or she doesn't give his opinion? What do you think? Yes, you're right. The writer's opinion is at the end, in the conclusion. Very good. Excellent work. Now, with reference to the worksheet on the website, I need you to read the text again and again and again and do the activities of the quiz after the text. Thank you so much for your time. See you soon, inshallah, on the next video.